Okay, today we're going to be talking about common issues to keep an eye out for when building a new home. Buying a property that has severe building issues can lose you tens of thousands of dollars. Of course, when buying a property, a building inspection is essential, but I'm going to tell you 6 common issues that you should take note of when you inspect a property to alert yourself to concerns earlier. Or even better, before hiring a building inspector to save you that money. I would like to briefly say though, just because you find issues, it doesn't mean you cross the property off the list. It just means you have more information to make an informed decision. Okay, let's get into it. Number 1, wonky floors. So for a house, it's obviously wonky. It's easy to see, but for those that are a little bit less obvious, without getting under the house, make sure you look into the corners of rooms to see if there are dips. Be aware that carpet is commonly used to cover an unlevel floor. So make sure to try and use your feet to feel if there are different changes in level. The other thing you can do is bring a marble along with you and you can place it on the ground to see if that does move. It works a lot better than you might think. Depending on the style of home, re-stumping, re-blocking or rebuilding the floor can be an expensive thing to fix. So it is something to be cognizant of, especially if there is poor access to under the house, such as those found with houses attached on both sides. Number 2, water damage. This is especially the case in apartments and units. This is a massive issue to try and fix when there is a lot of common property involved. But when you're going through the property, look for ceiling marks, mold in bathrooms, rotten cabinetry, swollen floorboards. There's a whole host of manifestations that can occur with water, but they are mostly common sense. So keep an eye out though for that, and also look out for any painting and patch-up jobs that are covering up water damage, which you will see on ceilings or close to wet areas. Number 3, roof structure. Now you don't have to go up onto the roof. You don't even have to inspect the house. Just jump on Google Maps, look at the satellite view, and see what the roof looks like. Is it rusted and out of shape, or is it perfectly good condition and it looks nice and shiny and new? Now, that's not a detailed look, but it gives you a really good idea of where you're at, just to see if it is in really bad condition, because this can be, again, an added cost that you're going to have to consider. Number 4, proper ventilation. This can be a major issue for mold and damp issues within a house, particularly those that are fully attached houses or older style apartments without a ventilation friendly floor plan. So when you're in the property, look for good cross airflow between the rooms, plenty of windows, and those vents in the walls that you see high up. They're very good at moving the air around and stopping it from getting stale. Also, be aware of mold and musty smells. They're a giveaway for mold issues, especially within bathrooms and wet areas. Keep an eye out for walls or ceilings in wet spaces that have been patched up recently, or there's a little bit of discoloration or peeling of the paint. Now, this isn't just for the inside of the house, but check out under the house as well. If there is water that gets caught under the house and there's poor ventilation, it's not going to dry up very well, and this can cause major structural issues later down the track. And there could already be signs of this with some sort of sinking that you may feel within the house, or that you can see from the outside as well. Number 5, general external quality of the structure. Look at the outside of the house for damaged, bowed walls, or things that don't seem to be quite right. If you're looking at a brick house, is the brickwork solid, or is the mortar crumbling and are there cracks forming? If it's a weatherboard, are the boards rotting in certain spots, or are they also out of shape? All of these issues form issues of maintenance, but can also point to larger problems that may be occurring. Like the brick or retaining wall that's lifting could be caused from a tree root nearby from the side of the house. It could also lead to more major structural defects down the track. Number 6, check the utilities, mainly electrical and plumbing, and the appliances to see if they're working correctly. Are all the lights working within the house? Or can you strangely see that one isn't on? Or is there a weird stream of water running from the gutter somewhere that is leading to no drain and the water's pooling? These are smaller things that can indicate, again, larger issues, and might not be just a simple fix. Also, look into the switchboard of the house and see how old the switchboard is. This is easy to do, and if it's old, then a full upgrade may be needed. So that you know if you're going to put new air conditioning or other appliances into the house, you're likely going to need an upgrade of the electrical switchboard before doing so, which is an added cost as well. So there you go, nice and quick, 6 things that you should definitely keep an eye out for when looking to buy your new property. Remember, these aren't to scare you away from the house, but they inform you to understand the costs that may be required before you sign on the dotted line. It also may stop you from forking out for a building inspector when you can spot issues earlier in the process, and you may cross that property off the list before spending that money. Although it is still highly recommended, if you do take the next step and you're still keen to move ahead with the property, that you do get a building and pest inspector to confirm issues that you've found, but also to potentially see other ones that you've missed, because they will do a more detailed inspection under the house, in the ceilings, of course, and they're professionals. Okay, that ends another episode of